First protocol activated, eyes on the grid. Move through the system, same as I always did. Shadow in the data, name erase clean. Ghost in the machine, never to be seen. Face in the firewall, glitch in the frame. Barcode, heartbeat, numbers in my veins. Backdoor breathing, port wide open. Speaking pings and packets and tokens. I'm the ghost in the code, you can't log me. Every trace that you chase, just fog. See, hard reset. In your maps, go blank. I'm the blank in the bank. I'm the cut in the rank. I'm the ghost in the ghost, stay hunting. Go crosshair on your every function. You can track that trail to the end of the screen, but you never catch me in the in-between. Clock, tick, kiss the time distance right. Red text dripping down a cracked glass light. Userless flickers, one slot gone. Dead link hanging like a chain undone. Cold case cursor stuck on my file. Error on your oath, corrupt in the trial. I don't breathe air, I just break routine. Still toe steps in your blue lit dreams. I'm the ghost in the code, you can't log me. Every trace that you chase, just fog. See, hard reset in your maps, go blank. I'm the blank in the bank. I'm the cut in the rain. I'm the ghost in the code, stay hunting. Go crosshair on your every function. You can track that trail to the end of the screen, but you never catch me in the in-between. Never. Directive came through, nobody questioned it. Moved through the sector, nobody mentioned it. Black on the orders, ink still wet. Everything classified, nothing to forget. Red line folders, face turned away. Stamp in the language we don't say. Cold glass windows, mirror back my breath. Signed 3 times for a quiet kind of death. Everything classified, nothing to forget. Names in the margins, paid to regret. If it ain't written, it never was said. We bury that hush like the living and dead. Everything classified, carved in the file. File in the drawer, drawer in the aisle. If it ain't logged, then it never got read. We live by the line we bleed. Room with no cameras, lights too dim. Clock on the wall with a crooked rim. Slip that page and the lock still spine. Whole lost city in a 4-digit line. Map with the bullets cut clean off. Dust in the air, sick little cough. Ask who called it, answer is next. Truth got folded like a shredded tech. Everything classified, nothing to forget. Names in the margins, paid in regret. If it ain't written, it never was said. We bury that hush like the living and dead. Everything classified, carved in the file. File in the drawer, drawer in the aisle. If it ain't logged, then it never got read. We live by the line we bleed. Signal came in hot from the eastern grid, like the whole shit the same as they always did. War in the system, peace justified. file, deleted and buried deep in the pile. Cold carved in an old crack screen. Face in the glow, no awake, just mean. Name on the blacklist, tagged in red. If the line goes quiet, that's one more dead. Street maps glitch, every route reroute. Voice from the wide say don't log out. Hand on the job like a hand on the blade. Every new patch gets another upgrade in the cage. Signal from the eastern grid.
Stay low,
If your name flash once, that's it. They know.
they know.
Whole block freeze on a single bid. Life get bought. Get sold, get hit. Signal from the eastern grid.
No sound,
If the light in the tower goes out, you're found.
you're found.
We don't pray, we pour the lid on another dead file in the eastern grid. Static in the skull, that's the daily hymn. Every new ping make the daylight dim. Pin to a chair in a one-room flat. Watching our world as a thumbnail stat. They scrub clean crimes with a line of text. Flip one switch, you erase what's next. No sky, just numbers in the midnight crawl. Every little glitch like a close call. Bra got a bootleg key to a backed up port. Risk one breath for a 5-bar report. Send one node out, hope it makes that trip before our whole block get a force by hour strip. Signal from the eastern grid.
Stay low,
If your name flash once, that's it. They know.
they know.
Whole block freeze on a single bid. Life get bought. Get sold, get hit. Signal from the eastern grid.
No sound,
If the light in the tower goes out, you're found.
you're found.
We don't pray, we pour the lid on another dead file in the eastern grid. Doctrine buried under 17 floors. Nobody remembers what they were keeping it for. Written in the language only machines translate. Everything delivered just a little too late. Gray badge scanner with the flickering stripe. Door clicks open like it's swallowing light. Glass room humming with the patient ache. Every single secret on the backup tape. 17 floors down. No windows, no sound. All the answers rust in the metal crate. Everyone is stamped as a shipping mistake. 17 floors down, where the leaks don't drown. All the futures filed under too much too late. Just a locked door laughing at the fire escape. Yeah. Coffee rings ghosted on the printed thread. Timestamp frozen on the failed reset. Hard drive stacked like a quiet choir. All the dead alarms that never caught fire. Name on the memo that nobody signed. Redacted promises in dotted lines. Truth in the binder with the bent spine. Mark return the sender on the last line. 17 floors down. No windows, no sound. All the answers rust in the metal crate. Everyone is stamped as shipping mistake. 17 floors down, where the leaks don't drown. All the futures filed under too much too late. Just a locked door laughing at the fire escape. transmission cut at the edge of the tower. Nobody receiving at this late hour. Dead on the airwave, dead on the line. Everything dissolving like it was by design. Static in my skull, rust on my tongue. Teeth full of codes from the lungs of the young. Voice in the wire just circling drain. Ghost in the circuit keeps calling my name. Dead on the airwave, dead on the line. Hear me now, you already out of time. Dead on the airwave, buried in the the signal never reaches you. You already done. Black glass stare, I'm a buster screen prophet. Numbers in my veins, pull the plug, I still target. City on mute, but my thoughts still scream. Concrete veins pumping out a fever dream. Last call, last cough. Ash in the throat, every lost word heavy like a cinder block. No signed off once, never came back live, but the dead transmission keep learning to survive. Dead on the airwave, dead on the line. If you hear me now, you already out of time. Dead on the airwave, buried in the if the signal ever reaches you. You already done. Apparatus running deep beneath the floor. Nobody remembers what it was built for. Cold in the gears, cold in the frame. Feel it what it wants, never ask its name. Black wires humming like a swarm in the walls. Red digits counting down, no one recalls. Who signed the contract, who lit the flame? Now it owns the hunger, owns the shame. This is the villain apparatus. Steel teeth, glass eyes, bad habits. If it calls, you answer to the core. You don't walk back through that door. The villain apparatus. Lights down, pulls you through the static. If you feel that pull inside your brain, you feed the beast and never say its name. Never say its name. Never say its name. Basement door bricked up, still you hear it breathe. Rust on your tongue every time you leave. Blueprint burn, but it draws the plans. Ink in your veins, cold in your hands. Oh God, sleeping in the cooling line. Whispers in the veins, twist up your spine. You swear you shut it down, kill the flame, but you love the power more than you hate the pain. This is the villain apparatus. Steel teeth, glass eyes, bad habits. If it calls, you answer to the core. You don't walk back through that door. This is the villain apparatus. Like down, pulls you through the static. If you feel that pull inside your brain, you feed the beast and never say its name. Never say its name. Never say its name. Take the 7 down. Sector 7 down, nobody reporting. Bodies in the data, nobody sorting. Collapse came quiet like it always does. System eating itself, same as it was. But credit chips drain stacked on the floor. Ghosts in the wires keep asking for more. Cracked glass glow on the smiles, asking for skin. Black car idling, plates erased, spark rust on the badge, metal taste, fake face in the gas, blank as a wall, heart rate flat, I don't feel it at all. Hotel mapped in the hidden subfolder, pull one string, watch it roll over. Sector 7 down, let it burn in the background. Every silent ping is a body on the black ground. Error in the code, but they call it routine. I was raised in the crack of the machine. Sector 7 down, let it hum till it caves in. All the lost logs fade, overwritten like a gray spin. If the world goes dark, that's a standard scene. Just a glitch in the crack of the machine. Static on the warlord channel, no reply. Every flag they planned is starting to die. Built the whole empire on borrowed time. Now the walls are talking and the bells chime. Bodies in the boardroom, blood on the slides. Numbers on the spreadsheet, nowhere to hide. Ghosts in the lobby watching headlines spin. Every smiling portrait has a hollow grin. Bells of the warlord, golden clear. Ring for the ruin, draw you near. Every little lie that you carve in stone rattles in the rafters when the bells moan. Bells of the warlord, iron and rain. Echo through the gold in the glass veil paint. You can count your sins, you can guard your throne, but the bells keep tolling. You're still alone. Marble in the hallway, cracked headline. Ink on the signatures that never were mine. Ash in the air from the deals they burned. Every locked drawer holds a lesson unlearned. Eyes on the cameras, red dots blink. Someone pulled the ladder while you watch them sink. Silence in the safe where the secrets slept. Now the doors swing open and the ledgers wept. Bells of the warlord, cold and clear. Ring for the ruin, draw you near. Every little lie that you carved in stone rattles in the rafters when the bells moan. Bells of the warlord, iron and rain. Echo through the gold in the glass veil paint. You can count your sins, you can guard your throne, but the bells keep tolling. You're still alone.
Blackout, caved in a beat.
Blackout hit the grid at the edge of the zone. Everything went dark and everybody's alone. Iron in the darkness, iron in the fall. No signal coming through, no signal at air. Ash in my lungs, got frost on my teeth. Footsteps echo like a war in the street. Facing the glow of a cracked glass screen. Static in my head and it hums on repeat. Blackout in the zone, we don't phone, we blown. Cold eyes, hard stone, carve our own throne. Whole city in a joke, can't breathe, can't speak. I was raised in the dark, I don't need your beat. Blackout in the zone, cut the cord, let it bleed. If you're looking for a lead, better follow my lead. Whole map gon' blink, every time I gon' mute. I'm the last one skidding when the power goes poof. Yeah, walk slow where the street lights die. Boots print deep in the oil and the ground. Whispers in the wires that snap from the sky. Every loose end here get tied in time. Mask on tight, here teeth through the cloth. I don't flinch when the tough ones top. Rust in the rails, red dust in the rain. I've been built for the back, I built for the strain. Black out in the zone, we don't phone, we roam. Cold eyes, heart stone, carve our own throne. Whole city in the choke, can't breathe, can't speak. I was raised in the dark, I don't need your weak. Black out in the zone, cut the cord, let it bleed. If you're looking for a light, better follow my lead. Whole map gon' blink, every tower gon' mute. I'm the last one left, and when the power goes poof. Set on the static. I'm made of wire. Sad, I'm static, crown made of wire. Everything they promised just expired. Don't build from silence, walls made of haze. Move through the kingdom, count the days. Keep gold flaking off my name tag. Ghosts in the ducks, talking slang. Dust in the vents, taste the rust. I learned early what not to trust. Black tape wrapped round every seam. Dead screen glow on a broken dream. I don't pray, I just plot my route. Marky scar, that's word of mouth. Crown made of wire, blessed in my skin. If it cuts deeper, maybe I win. Walk through the kingdom, flow but sway. Count every echo, shave off a day. Crown made of wire, sparks in my hair. Sit like a sermon, nobody there. Throne made of silence, locked in the haze. I move like a rumor, counting the days. Crown made of wire. Cold cup sweating on the floor tile. Clock hands laughing in my profile. Hallways hung with the same old sins. Every locked door got my fingerprints. Barcodes burn on the back of my hand. Whole life written in a file I can't scan. I don't chase crowns, they grow from pain. Bent little halo full of strain. If it don't hurt, it don't stay long. If it don't scar, it feels all wrong. Rats in the rafters, thumping it cold. I read these scratches, a stepping stone. Crown made of wire, blessed in my skin. If it cuts deeper, maybe I win. Walk through the kingdom, floorboard sway. Count every echo, shave off a day. Crown made of wire, sparks in my hair. Sit like a sermon, nobody there. Throne made of silence, locked in the haze. I move like a rumor, counting the days. Throne made of wire. Throne made of wire. Throne made of wire. Opinion built on silence and fear. Everything they claim just disappeared. Hold the line until the structure falls. Write your name in dust on broken walls. In the echo of abandoned halls. All they little crowns feel small. Static in my veins, blade in my jaw. Cold blood stare, I redraw the law. Dust on broken walls. That's where all your legends crawl. Don't turn to powder on my palms. I breathe in ruins, I stay calm. Dust on broken walls. Every crack remembers all. You wrote your lies in marble gold. I carve my truth in ashen mold. Blueprints cut through shattered glass. Every step a question they can pass. Eyes like winter, heart like stone. I don't chase power, I dethrone. You can hear the kingdom losing nerve. Pillars lean, foundation swerve. Cold as a steel, I place my trust. Your empire's anthem sinks in the rust. Hey, dust on broken walls. That's where all your legends crawl. Don't stand to powder on my palms. I breathe in ruins, I stay calm. Dust on broken walls. Every crack remembers all. You wrote your lies in marble gold. dum 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 dum. Frequency locked on iron and rust. Everything they built just crumble to dust. Running the signal through the bones of the street. Nothing left standing, nothing left complete. Cold in my jaw, taste metal and smoke. Mask on my face, every word is a joke. Static in my veins, black wires in my teeth. I took the whole towers far allowed to reach. I got the frequency locked. Turn one dial and your empire drops. Watch your safe, let the world go corrupt. When I twist that wave, it erupts. I got the frequency locked. Every gate, every code gets cut. From the sewers to the rooftop spots. One cold pulse and the door shuts off. Walk through the grid like a ghost in the hood. Barcodes burn when I step in your neighborhood. I stay blank with the readouts red. Names turn numbers, numbers turn dead. Dialing low, let the floorboards creak. Mouth barely open, whole cities go weak. You pay for a glitch, for a break in the feed, but the line stays pure and the answers to me. I got the frequency locked. Turn one dial and your empire drops. Watch your safe, let the world go corrupt. When I twist that wave, it erupts. I got the frequency locked. Every gate, every code gets cut. From the sewers to the rooftop spots. One cold pulse and it all shuts off. Verse protocol initiated, walls closing in. Everything outside looks as if you're like within. Siege on the frequency, siege on the block. Everything is moving but the hands on the clock. Same gray hallway, every door, same den. Same four faces, every smile have bent. Static in the stairwell, silence in the halls. Name on the mail, slot blood in the walls. Dead eyes scroll through 1,000 clones. Same black hoodie, same cracked phones. Talk big wars but they sleep so soft. Teeth stay sharp while they laugh it off. Yeah, siege on the frequency. I don't hear beats, only infantry. March in my head on a loop so clean. Every straight thought gets stripped and scream. Siege on the frequency. Cold blood gone, that's the centerpiece. If the sky falls, let it fall on me. I still stand there, still stand there. Stand there. Stand there. Eyes on the exit, but the exit just loops. Turn that corner, land right back in the room. Same street corner, same dented car. Same burnt mark on the same cigar. Whispers in the wiring, names in the fuse. Everyone talks, but they tailor the news. Poker face, razor, post like stone. If I say go, every ghost gets bone. Barcodes burned in the back of the necks. Whole block locked in invisible checks. I just pace slow, track each step. Every small move like a drawn out threat. Siege on the frequency. I don't hear peace, only infantry. March in my head on a loop so clean. Every straight dog gets stripped and screams. Siege on the frequency. Cold blood calm, that's the centerpiece. If the sky falls, let it fall on me. I'll still stand there, still stand there. Stand there. Boom, 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 boom. Every file erase, no bringing it back. Brutal in the record, brutal in the cold. Somebody been carrying somebody low. Hidden in the check, some venom in the hash. Name on the docket, face in the cash. Gloves on the keyboard, frostbite so cold. Clean white, then they swallowed the roll. You don't want your name in the verse archive. With the deadlines live and the ghosts survive. Silent in the system, never hit revive. Once you in the folder, you don't walk out alive. You don't want your fate in the verse archive. Every wrong word log, every failed drive. Buried in the backlog, stripped of your spine. Once they pull the power, you it on your alibis, cracks in your script. Timestamp tears where the story slip. Boss wears mercy like a rented coat. Signs your sentence in a one-word note. Rumors in the backhand, whispers in the hall. Someone took your credit, someone took the fall. Legacy is lost on letters and rust. All your hard labor turned back into dust. Dust, 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 dust. If the stack don't save you, if the log turns liar, if the hand that paid you drags you in the fire, you don't want your name in the verse archive where the deadlines live and the ghosts survive. Silent in the system, never hit revive. Once you in the folder, you don't walk out alive. You don't want your faith in the verse archive. Every wrong word logged, every failed drive. Buried in the backlog, stripped of your spine. Once they pour the power, you flatline in the line. Running 3 levels underground. Nobody above it ever hears the sound. Everything that enters doesn't lead the same. Everything that exits doesn't have a name. Steel doors breathe like tired lungs. Red bulbs blink, tongues go numb. Camera in the corner never blinks, just stares. Static in the eyes of the men in the chairs. Clipboard codes in the dead man's hand. Footprints fade in the concrete sand. Numbers in the vents, trade secrets in the dust. Every oath written in corrosion and rust. Down in the black site, memory erased. Face like a mask, eyes out the place. If you know the hallway, you don't know your face. If you feel the echo, you already got traced. Down in the black site, swallow your name. Talk like a stranger, bleed like the same. If you hear the humming at the end of the chain, you were here forever, you will not complain. Clock on the wall froze years ago. Hands still twitch, but they never go. Coffee in the cup, gone thick, gone gray. No one ever took it, but they rides anyway. Badge on your chest with the code, not a word. Rank like a brand that you never quite earned. Paper in your file keeps changing overnight. Sending black ink that dries bone white. Line up the bow, sliver them lies. Test tube truths and fluorescent skies. Pass through the scanner, shed another skin. Every time you exit, something else walks in. Down in the black site, memory erased. Face like a mask, eyes out the place. If you know the hallway, you don't know your face. If you feel the echo, you already got traced. Down in the black site, swallow your name. Talk like a stranger, bleed like the same. If you hear the humming at the end of the chain, you were here forever, prison, standing in the fog and the rust. Everything they got, they turning back to dust. Find them on the watchtower, find them on the gate, holding down a city that already met its fate. Black mold creeping through the cracks in the wall. Names on the dog tags, no one can recall. Ash in the alleys, glass in the rain, sirens in the distance, singing to the pain. Fog and rust. Watch it all decay, flake, flake from the crust. Hold that post for a dead man's trust. Stand so still while the ground gives up and the steel goes bust. Fog and rust, 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 rust. Fog and rust. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Razor wire humming in the freeze, dry dawn. Shadow with the banner where the color's gone. Blueprints frozen in the one-way line. Gun metal heartbeat ticking out of time. Crack black lenses on a gas mask screen. Graves in the grid with the rose worn thin. Heard that order called it in his brain. God was gone, God the stain. Fog and rust. Watch it all decay, flake, flake from the crust. Hold that post for dead man's trust. Stand so still while the ground gives up and the steel goes bust. Fog and rust, 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 rust. Fog and rust. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Fog it, fog it, fog it. Versus zero on the command line, nothing to execute. Every order buried, every file disputes. Silent in the back end, hiding in plain text. Cursor like a guillotine, waiting on your next step. Stack, trace, scribble like a warning on the wall. You think you found the function, I already killed the call. Black screen breathing, you can feel it in your chest. Rooted in your system like a secret you repress. Command from the shadows, never a face. Just a voice in the dark, running the place. If you see my process, you're already late. I don't crash, I rewrite, I upgrade your fate. Command from the shadows, code interface. I erase, I replace. Then I leave no trace. Syntax in my veins, I inject and I infect. Turn your safest sandbox to a smoking train wreck. You praying to the prompt like it's holy, like it's pure. But every blessed keystroke makes my foothold more secure. Ghost in the cluster, I divide and I devour. Turn your precious up time to a single brittle hour. You begging for a rollback, checking every log. I'm the glitch that wrote the gospel through the static in the fog. Yeah. Command from the shadows, never a face. Just a voice in the dark, running the place. If you see my process, you're already late. I don't crash, I rewrite, I upgrade your fate. Command from the shadows, code interface. Erase, I replace. Then I leave no trace. Sovereign in the gloom, yeah. Sovereign in the gloom, yeah. Sovereign sitting where the light don't reach. Everything that promised beyond the breach. Dark in the title, dark in the seal. Nothing in the doctrine built to feel. Teeth in the contract carved in stone. Signed in a language I don't own. Cold little emblem on a wax stained file. Every clause grin in that paper smile. Crown on a carcass, thrown in the Sovereign in the silence, sovereign in the gloom. Hands in my pocket, eyes on my room. Swore me to the order, sovereign in the gloom. Yeah. In the hallway, echo like a thread. Portraits of the prophet in the blood they get. Clock on the mantle, stuck at 3. Time don't tick for the likes of me. Glass in the briefcase, dust in the air. Heir to a kingdom that was never there. Shake with a handshake, freeze in the palm. Voice on the wire just says be calm. Calm, 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 calm. Crown on a carcass, throne in a tomb. Sovereign in the silence, sovereign in the gloom. Hands in my pocket, eyes on my room. Swore me to the order, sovereign in the gloom. Engine running cold on rate fuel. Everything it touches turns brutal. No driver, no map, no destination. Just a sound of pure disintegration. Black tent, blank plates, late night. Idle in the dark at the red light. Glove box full of ghosts and receipts. Whole pass packed tight in the backseat. I don't break, I break through. Whole world burns in the rear view. Hands off, let the voice stay cruel. Engine running cold on race fuel. I don't break, I break through. Still heart hums like it hates you. No trust, no hope, just rule. Engine running cold on race fuel. Engine running cold on race fuel. Four doors are locked, no exit. Heart rate flatline, I press it. My sign melt in the black smoke. Every old name turned ash, gone choke. Face in the glass looks strange now. Eyebags carved like a war vow. Odometer spins like a curse. Every new turn makes it worse. I don't break, I break through. Whole world burns in the rear view. Hands off, let the voice stay cruel. Engine running cold on race fuel. I don't break, I break through. Still heart hums like it hates you. No trust, no hope, just rule. Engine running cold on race fuel. Transmission cut at the edge of the tower. Nobody receiving at this late hour. Dead on the airwave, dead on the line. Everything dissolving like it was by design. We had one afternoon, that was the whole sky. A paper cup of gold, a split second goodbye. Your hand on the glass like you knew it would fade. And the room held its breath while the whole world swayed. For one afternoon, we were forever.
One afternoon.
And it felt forever.
Say it again.
Say it again.
For one afternoon.
We were forever. Then the janitor came with a ring of keys. Link on his sleeves and the limp in his knees. He saw your name in the dust on the screen and said, I've been here since the flood of 19. He pulled out a note from the locker door 3. Said this was left here for somebody like me. Inside was a photo bent soft at the seams of him in your coat with a face full of dreams. For one afternoon, we were forever.
One afternoon.
And it felt forever. laugh like he'd seen the end of the show when the dust and the rafters began to glow. For one afternoon, we were forever.
One afternoon,
And it felt forever.
say it again.
Say it again.
For one afternoon,
We were forever. Bump in the perimeter. Perimeter life from the inside out. Nobody crossing, nobody in doubt. Black on the fence and black on the wire. Everything inside feeding the fire. Always coming with a red eye glow. Shadows killing every breath you hold. Numbers etched in the concrete flow. Every single step adds one more. Keep the circle tight, keep the border closed. If you in, you in. It's the way it goes. Yeah. Cross that line, you pay that toll. Perimeter locked on your body and soul. Perimeter locked, I don't let it go. Stone cold stare, but the temperature's low. Cross that line, you lose control. Perimeter locked on your body and soul. Swing from a Fredo lanyard, cold still dusk and the crack screen monitor. Cameras blink with a tired red eyes. Still see enough to decide who dies. Chain link teeth in the midnight rain. Rust bit hands on the rust bit chain. If your face ain't known by the gatehouse light, you a ghost out here wrong side of the night. Keep the circle tight, keep the border closed. If you in, you in. That's the way it goes. Cross that line, you pay the toll. Perimeter locked on your body and soul. Perimeter locked, I don't let it go. Stone cold stare, but the temperature's low. Cross that line, you lose control. Perimeter locked on your body and soul. Verdict stamped in steel, no appeal in sight. Everything decided long before the night. Judge in the system, jury in the code. Carry out the sentence, carry out the low. Black road made a data, cold eyes in the glass. Gavel like a hammer on a shattered hourglass. Barbed wire bookmarks in the case file stack. Every little check box tattooed on my back. This that verse verdict written in my veins. Every line a fingerprint burned into the chains. Can't plead guilty, can't be right. Only got this verdict echo in the night. This that only kind of witness is the blinking red star. Clock hands handcuffed, time don't move. Sentence on the loop, carved into the groove. Facing in the mirror, redacted in black. Name in the ledger, you can't take it back. This that verse verdict, written in my veins. Every line of fingerprint burned into the chains. Can't be guilty, can't be right. Only got this verdict, echo in the night. This that verse verdict, branded on my skull. Every word a metal door, slamming on the hull. Can't outrun it, can't rewrite. Living with this verdict every single night. Apparatus wakes. Apparatus wakes when the last light dies. Steel teeth turn under shutter skies. Night shift saints with their faces hid. Every quiet corner keeps a code grid. Nobody moving under open skies. Whole block breathing, manufactured lies. Street maps folded in the lockback room. Every wrong number dialed like a pulled harpoon. Night is when the system runs its deepest cold. Cold eyes striking every side road. Ghost plays blurred through the rust and rain. Every old camera giving new names. Every secret Jerry done an unmarked road. Black tape over every barcode. One red dot in the rear view glass. Post stay flat as the checkpoints pass. Apparatus waits when the last light dies. Dead wires hum and the watchdogs rise. Veins in the city run quiet and cold. Every secret riding in the car with no plate, no soul. Apparatus hums in the blackout hour. Soft voice buried in the concrete tower. If your name flickers on the silent node, you're another ghost on an unmarked road. Door half close, see a shoulder lean. Hand on a case, face off the screen. Keep that glow on a glove, turn gray. For wrong taps, make a man go away. Dry laugh left in the stairwell stain. Dust prints bloom when they taste your name. Whole file built from a half-heard word. One click later and the life gets blurred. Deadpan stare through the one-way glass. If you lose and filed under blast. If you feel watch when the wind turns cold, you just stay to riding on an unmarked road. Apparatus wakes when the last light dies. Dead wires hum and the watchdogs rise. Rise in the city run quiet and cold. Every secret riding in the car with no plate, no soul. Apparatus hums in the blackout hour. Soft voice buried in the concrete tower. If your name flickers on the silent node, you're another ghost on an unmarked road. Sector fell quiet around 3 in the gray. Nobody filed a report for the day. Collapse from the inside, walls ate the floor. Everything they built just isn't anymore. Rust on the gates, all the badges turned brown. Last camera blinked, then it shut it on down. Cold coffee stains on the desk by the door. Nameplate crooked swinging and it hit the floor. Sector fell quiet. Clock hit 3 and it died on the wall. Whole block silent. Even rats in the vents heard the call. All that steel, all that talk, all that tape half red. Promises stamped in the bright red thread. Server room humming in the cough, one spark. Files turned ghosts, went blank in the dark. Nobody screamed, they just stared at the glow. Watched all they graphs turn a perfect zero. Power in their pockets, rotted at the core. Pulled their own plug, now they ain't off floor. Said the felt quiet, yeah. Clock hit 3 and it died on the wall. Whole block solid. Even rats in the vents heard the call. All that steel, all that talk, all that war. Now it's dust in the draft under one locked door. Said the felt quiet, and it won't get loud anymore. Threshold marking back at the end of the road. Everything beyond the carry somebody's code. Cross it once and something in you doesn't return. Everything you carry starts to quietly burn. Ash on your tongue, static in your veins. Faces on the billboards, all know your name. Fingerprint fences, barcodes in the rain. Even how you stagger feeds another brain. Black threshold, step through, get sold. Every secret that you hold turns into a line of gold. Black threshold, coding on your soul. Walking, thinking you control. Walk out written in the scroll. Halo made a number tied around your head. Black threshold, step through, get sold. Every secret that you hold turns into a line of gold. Black threshold, coding on your soul. Walking, thinking you control. Walk out written in the scroll. Stand at the line, hear it hum your name, go away like a pupil dragging you in frame. One more step and the world stays the same. Only thing that changes is the author of your pain. Black threshold, step through, get sold. Every secret that you hold turns into a line of gold. Black threshold, coding on your soul. Walking, thinking you control. Walk out written in the scroll. Bursting force of walking through the empty block. Nobody breathing till they hear that knock. Everything sanctioned, everything clean. Worst things happen where they can't be seen. Black hoodie on barcode brain. Clipboard heart checking names in the rain. Cold as a warren in the midnight dream. If I show up once, You know what it mean. I'm the verse enforcer. Did I slow? If I write, yo, and then that's the way it go. Every single line like yellow tape scene. Bad things happen where they can't be seen. I'm the verse enforcer. Flatline tone, pulling the quiet, but I cut to the bone. Talk is cheap, I audit your scheme. Worst things happen where they can't be seen. Yeah. Steel toe steps on the wet gray stair. Faint smell of bleach still stuck in the air. Room stripped bare, but the silence loud. Every loose tongue buried in a loyal crowd. Stacks in order, ledges tight. One wrong word and you're gone by night. I don't raise my voice, I just clear the screen. Then your whole story vanished like it never been. I'm the verse enforcer, did I slow? If I write, yo, and then that's the way it go. Every single line like yellow tape scene. Bad things happen where they can't be seen. I'm the verse enforcer, flat line tone, pulling up quiet, but I cut to the bone. Talk is cheap, I audit your scheme. Worst things happen where they can't be seen. Pale at the doorway, pale at the gate. Arrive like always, never early, never late. Enforcer don't speak, and enforcer don't blink. Just the sound of footsteps at the edge of the brink. Coat hangs heavy with the concrete rain. Name on the folded note, rust on the chain. Eyes like empty lots, boarded and bare. Every breath measured in winter air. Enforcer at the gate. Clock hands hold their breath and wait. If you run, that's still too slow. If you crawl, he still will know. Enforcer at the gate. Every choice already weighed. When he knocks, the walls lean in. When it leaves, there's nothing left to win. Bash in the hallway, dust in the frame. Old Saint scratched out one word, your name. He don't raise his voice, doesn't have to ask. Truth peels off like old paint under the mask. Street dogs scatter when the shadow leans. Car alarm screams and drops to a dream. You look for mercy, find brick and glass. Hear your own heart trip, cold as it cracks. Enforcer at the gate. Clock hands hold their breath and wait. If you run, that's still too slow. If you crawl, he still will know. Enforcer at the gate. Every choice already weighed. When he knocks, the walls lean in. When he leaves, there's nothing left to win. Garrison posted at the edge of the void. Everything it guarded already destroyed. Standing in another, holding on to the post, protecting what already turned into a ghost. Steel toe boots in the ash and the dust. Rail rusted like blood and distrust. Eyes like sirens, red in the dark. Last little flicker of a burnt out spark. I'm the last one left at the end of the world. Guarding dead crowns, faded flags still furl. Watching over ruins like I do with no home. Garrison at the edge, on the edge, all alone, all alone, all alone. I don't blink, don't break, don't fold. Holding down nothing like a solid gold. If the boy wants more, then it come through me. Garrison at the edge, last lock, last key. Hey! Last lock, last key. Hey! Postmark hope, but the paint pit away. Shied out sign where the letters used to say, welcome now with only spells wept in the grime. Every bullet hold a broken piece of time. Wind talk slick through the bones of the town. Empty windows like eyes looking down. I stand still, spine straight, jaw like stone. Swear on the dust, I would die, get the zone. I'm the last one left at the end of the world. Guarded dead grounds, faded flag still furl. Watching over ruins like a dog with no home. Garrison at the edge, on the edge, all alone, all alone, all alone. I don't blink, don't break, don't fold. Holding down nothing like a solid gold. If the void wants war, then it come through me. Garrison at the edge, last lock, last key, last door, last door, last door, last door. Signal corrupted somewhere in the feed. Everything transmitted turning into greed. Corrupted at the source before it hit the wire. Everything it broadcasts just accelerates the fire. Static in the slogan, poison in the trend. Every call to freedom got a hidden end. Scroll another warning, dress it up as news. Dress another wound in a fresh excuse. Signal corrupted, I can't tune out. Every single channel just bleeds more doubt. Words like weapons dressed up and clean, but the stain runs deep in the in-between. Signal corrupted, burned in my head. All that they're selling just paints it red. If every single truth spot got chopped and sold, and every quiet mind gets overthrown. Smiles in the thumbnail, venom in the pitch. Every little favor got a silent switch. Laugh track, echo on a scripted cry. Turn another nightmare into something to buy. Data in the bloodstream, fever in the feed. Curated comfort, masking every need. Tower on the skyline, humming like a curse. Every single clip just makes it worse. Dead eyes flicker in the midnight glow. Thumb keeps dragging, but there's nowhere to go. If you kill the signal, what's left inside? Just you in the dark and the things you hide. Signal corrupted, I can't tune out. Every single channel just bleeds more doubt. Words like weapons dressed up and clean, but the stain runs deep in the in-between. Signal corrupted, burned in my head. All that they're selling just paints it red. Every single truth bought, chopped and sold, and every quiet mind gets overthrown. Verse frequency, running through steel and bone. Everything transmitted on this channel alone. Rust on the fences, crows on this satellite dish. Static in my teeth, metallic taste, same wish. Lock it to the signal, lock it to the grid. Concrete homes doing what the tower did. Blue arc in the stairwell, snowfall in my head, wise like veins. Painted blacked out red. Lock it to the signal, lock it to the sky, goes dead. Every rooftop, I bent in infrared. We don't
begins.
Basement full of record dust, cold glass on the screen, call sign carved in the pipes between. Whispers in the hallway, names I never said, blueprints burn, but the hum got fed. I don't pray for mercy, I just tune the bleed. Needles in the speaker, gon' teach the bricks to breathe. Throat made of copper, heart made of grit. Ask me what I serve, I say whatever the tower did. Lock it to the signal,
Lock it till the sky goes dead.
every rooftop eye blinking infrared.
We don't change the station, we just sharpen what it spits.
Nobody knows exactly what the tower did. Lock it to the signal,
Let it crawl under your skin.
if you listen long enough.
You won't know where you end, it begins.